giving it to him as the main support for Russia. He's been pretty reliable as far as Mercy's go, and he likes to go for his risky reses.
So here we go, Control Center will be the first map. Chinese Taipei over on the white, we've got Russia over on the red. 30 seconds is the timer to count down. They locked in a couple of heroes here, but 30 seconds to still decide what they actually want to play.
Let's talk about Control Center and how it can very much favor tank-based compositions, because Reinhardt's here are incredibly useful because there's not so much verticality on this map. Usually you're fighting on the same lateral plane as the Reinhardt, and he can just W at you, or rather move forward with the aid of the Lucio speed boost. But we see both Eng and Oyo hovering on at the moment, but they could be just speed boosting out of spawn. We may see Eng move over to the Mercy to try and support Shadowburn, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, there we go. Double main, main heal for each side, but this time it's a little bit different. Crazy S actually running the Ana instead. Eng on that Mercy. Seeing a little bit more Ana play as well over the last couple of days. Barnet Grenade can be so devastating to any healer front line. Tonic's getting jumped on though, in a bit of trouble. 10-10's going to claim the first kill. Straight back to point, getting a lot of healing from the Ana, keeping him alive, only just barely. 40% already on that nano boost. Shaolin though running towards Russia's spawn is going to punish them for every step they take outside of it.
And you can see that often Aiting is forcing Tonic to move into a stun position by charging at him, and then Tonic needs to use his own charge. When the two charges collide, both Reinhardts are stunned for about 2 seconds. But that is more than enough time to break a shield that Azaya can project and then pile onto him with all the damage that Chinese Taipei can offer. And then Shaolin can move in after that and use the shield bash for like a combined stun of 3 seconds. 500 health is all that you saw for Tonic, and when Eng's up in the air supporting Shadowburn, he can't be healing up Tonic as much.
Uh-oh, Shadowburn from the side is going to take out Shaolin. Problem is now you got Kant going down as well. Tanks are backing off to the point. They do have nano boost available on the side of Chinese Taipei, but Shadowburn's up in the skies, got that Farah and got the barrage too. Kant does try and delay a little bit more here on the 10-10, even trying to delay a little bit more here on the Diva. Does manage to secure an extra couple of percent, but 30% for Taipei with the dead starting bank, and Russia now reclaiming the point.
Russia now trying to overtake the percentage that Chinese Taipei have accrued, but we've got to worry about the nano boost coming in from Crazy S. He can apply this to Kant if Kant gets a huge amount of energy, but more than likely it's going to go on to Aiting. Aiting can be shut down, however, by Tonic charging into him, not hitting him with that Earth Shadow, which he almost has, only 3% away, and he's also got to worry about 2 DPS ultimates coming in. He knows Shadowburn's lurking above with this ultimate.
This is what's so scary about the fire in this map. There's 2 entrances to the point, and Shadow's going to be hovering above your head, either which side you choose to go. There we go, speed boost coming through from Chinese Taipei on the point, but beautiful Shadow, 4 men down. Shadowburn takes 1 out, and D makes 10-10 as well. Mistakes is going to clean up the rest of the couple of kills. 1 ult usage, 1 DPS ult usage. They did actually use Transcendence at the end of that as well, and Tonic swinging away when that Shadow did come down. It's already built 20% up towards another Shadow.
I don't even know what Crazy S used that nano one, Jaws. It was dead so quickly after Tonic laid down the hammer, and now bringing out the Graviton Surge as well.
Into the Dragons, easy combo, 3 kills for Mistakes. Finishes it up with a 4 on OYO on the Lucio.
Shaolin there used a rally as well. Chinese Taipei quickly being wiped out and won't have that armor available for the next fight. They're going to have to rely entirely on the combination of the tank ultimates, but this is a very good situation for Chinese Taipei. They can lay down the Graviton, they can put out the self-destruct, but they've got to get inside first. They can't try and do it through this narrow doorway. They need 10-10 to have the chance to fly his mech forward in one of these larger passageways.
We call it the Gigantic combo over in EU. Can is going to throw the grab in, there it goes. There's the charge onto Tonic, removes the shield, but everybody's going to remove themselves from the grab as well. Russia's going to be able to back off here and claim a kill onto Crazy S. Beat coming through from Taipei also to try and find one, but a big Shadow from Atting. He's going so low, but kept alive somehow. Kant moves forward, finds a 2k, and that'll be Tonic backing off with the help of his Mercy, trying to get forward to get more time on the points, but he is just going to get punished. Overtime ticking down for Russia, but Chinese Taipei still firmly on the point. Somehow Atting still alive. Dragons from Mistakes kills Kant. Somehow Shadowburn made it back into it all and sends out the rocket barrage. Atting is going to go down. How are they surviving, Harry? I do not know. Nano boosted Diva mech, but she's instantly ejected, and Russia are going to claim the point and claim control tower.
Russia don't know when to give up, Jaws, and just as well, because they managed to grid it out. They weren't out on the side of attrition. They used both of their support, both of their DPS ultimates. Again, Mistakes coming in with that surprising Dragon Strike, taking out a player and zoning people away. Managed to make sure that Aiting was separated from his supports and vulnerable to Tonic to come in, who managed to survive for so long with just the healing of Eng at his back. Eng was being so evasive. They're going like 2v6 and he's still managing to get away from everyone. And that's just a testament to how much attention Tonic can demand, how effective his shielding is.
Joel said it could always go either way, it feels, especially in those last clutch moments. But that was a crazy shatter from Ating as well. He hit 4 people on the floor. He was 50 HP as well, and he wasn't even holding shield up. He trusted in his support so much. He's going to have to trust him a whole lot more to run onto this second map. Russia coming out with the Widowmaker, and Shadowburn still on that far.
When it comes to trusting your supports, Jaws, we know that the supports of Russia trust each other, both coming in from Windstrike. They've got 3 established synergy. Shadowburn back in the skies on the Farah, leads for Eye in the sky, raining down rockets upon Chinese Taipei.
Quad tank coming out for Taipei, going to firmly put themselves on that point. Shadowburn already out to 50%. What a target for Shadowburn to hit. Hey, you're all clumped up, no worries. 60% on my ult already. When he gets damage boost as well, does acquire a little bit of extra to it also. Almost actually takes out OYO there on the Moira, but she's going to heal herself up. A lot of AoE healing. Still not claiming the point, however. It is going to be contested as it does unlock. First kill going over Tonics on OYO. Massive loss of healing now for Chinese Taipei. Ating is going to go down as well. Shadowburn finds the ult, but the rest of his team have already cleaned Chinese Taipei up.
We saw there that Shadowburn did use his rocket onto the Roadhog when he was pulled in. That's because the self-damage from a rocket alongside the scrap gun shot from the Roadhog is actually enough to kill the Farah, when otherwise just the scrap gun shot onto the Farah would not be enough to kill him. So that was very intelligent from Shadowburn, wanted to make sure he didn't die. Unfortunately, it was Chinese Taipei's Roadhog who decided not to take the shot. He didn't want to make sure that it was there any longer, just wanted to die so that Chinese Taipei could swap over to this new lineup. And coming out on the Widowmaker, he's had enough of Shadowburn's shenanigans, Jaws.
He wants to just take him out of the air, but uh-oh, Shadowburn just removes him from the ground. And look at that ultimate bank also. Because of that swap up, Russia have got 5 ultimates now, and as they use the Transcendence, beautiful ultimate from Shadowburn, removing another ultimate from their bank, but it was all good. Crazy S is going to go down, easy kill to 1010's mech as well. They're just punishing them even further.
And this is the rescue run when you try and change over towards another composition. Chinese Taipei went out with a quad tank, the Lucio and the Moira, and it meant that when they swapped over to all these new heroes, they had no ultimates accrued. Russia, meanwhile, they have a significant amount. They used 3 in that last fight, potentially more than they needed to, and Eng's already used a Valkyrie. Chinese Taipei don't really need to commit to this.
Storm Arrow onto the back of 1010. He is going to be able to defense matrix most of it. Dragon Strike through the floors, getting a couple of hit markers and a little bit more as well. Crazy S is going to go down in the chaos of it all. A mistake, still charging forward. Nice bubble from Tonic there to protect himself. He has to back off, however. The point was contested for about half its tick duration there. You've got to be careful. Don't want to get back capped by that Tracer. Shaolin is going to exit rather swiftly though.
Shadowburn there using some nice tech, rocketing at his feet. He's got his eyes on Cant now. Cant's almost got that in for a sight, but he is almost out of health as well. He's going to need to make his way back over to his supports. Crazy S has brought out the Valkyrie.
Oh, Shadowburn couldn't quite get to the health back in time. Ating is going to be able to claim the kill, and now with 91% on the board, Russia, they're just firming this, holding this fast here. We've got Shaolin on the Tracer now, moving on to the point, finally trying to make something happen, but that Transcendence is just going to stop a lot of that damage coming through, and now Chinese Taipei using their own Trance. 1010 is going extremely low, getting double pocketed from that Trance and from the Mercy. So Shaolin's in the back line, harassing the supports now. This is exactly where he needs to be. Take out the healing line and take out Russia. Main is going to go down. 1010 is going to find the kill, and Shaolin's still trying to just contest for as long as he can. But he just gets off the point and actually jumps off the map mysteriously. Not entirely sure what happened, but Tonic is still dueling out with the snipers. Tonic's going to find yet another kill onto 1010's mech as well.
What in the world happened, George?
I don't know, I'm going to be honest, but Russia claim Lijiang Tower, that is for certain.
The final fight of Lijiang Tower, this is no time for a reset, my lads. But Russia, they have claimed their first map here over Chinese Taipei, and that does mean that moving into hybrid, it will be the choice of Chinese Taipei.
So that's going to be pretty good for them, and they can just get a little bit more feel for under their belt how Russia have actually played now. Maybe we move on to something like Iconfall, just let the fire has ruled in the sky. Still got to be careful with Shadowburn though, as far as been exceptional over the last 2 maps.
Yeah. Shadowburn's Farah, incredibly scary. We may see like a choice to go to somewhere like maybe King's Row or potentially Blizzard World, where you might think that these players have a little bit less practice on the side of Russia, because it hasn't been played in contenders thus far in EU.
Yeah, Overwatch League. I mean, you want to see the Blizzard World come out? I certainly do. You can't really play Farah all too much. There's long sightlines for Widow to actually pick you out. And let's speak about that Widow, because we did see Chinese Taipei jump onto the Widow pick in order to actually counter Shadowburn. But the problem was he couldn't get any angles. The way that the match was actually situated market is there's very small doors that you need to actually come out of in order to get an aerial view of things. And as soon as you do, you end up revealing yourself either through shooting while scoped in as the Widowmaker, or just showing a rifle, and that will just lead Shadowburn to just pummel you down with the rockets. You have to approach him. He can just lie in wait.
Yeah, Kant could have used his grappling hook to move over the top between those two buildings, between the billboards, but that would have meant he'd lost his mobility cooldown afterwards for another like 6 to 8 seconds. He'd be incredibly vulnerable to the dive tanks of Tonic and Xiao, who are on that Winston and D.Va combo and could delete him incredibly quickly.
Well, we know it is Chinese Taipei's map choice. Let's have a look where we're going for the hybrid map pick. They have chosen King's Row. Okay, so like you very well predicted, it doesn't mean Shadowburn can't play Pharah. Maybe he does, we'll have to wait and see. Not a common trend, however.
Aiting's been trading out rather well with Tonic over Reinhardt, so they may want to emphasize that duel when these two teams clash to see if they can once again take advantage of Tonic, maybe not getting as much support as Aiting would do, because having those two DPS of both Mistakes and Shadowburn, it's a great boon to any team, but it also means that both these DPS require a few resources, especially if Shadowburn's on the Pharah. He needs Eng up in the air, and that means your main healer is not applying that Caduceus Beam to the Reinhardt.
Yeah, and it's always main on the floor on the Zenyatta trying to do as much healing as possible, and more often than not, if you're getting run into when you're a Rein, you need that Orb of Harmony 100% of the time, and then you need to take resources from other else places, like you said, maybe distract Aang a little bit and then heal the Reinhardt and then go for the kill on Shadowburn. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, double sniper is pretty good as well on this map, so Kant could jump onto that Widowmaker.
Yeah, and double sniper, that's really well suited to Russia as well. Mistakes' Widowmaker has been going up and up recently, and of course Shadowburn's Hanzo as well.
Shadowburn's Hanzo is pretty terrifying. In fact, any hero he plays is pretty terrifying. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Absolutely.
Chinese Taipei, they're going to be on the defense first up. Russia, they're going to be on the offense. And now let's talk about this comp that Chinese Taipei are coming out with. This is very South Korea-esque. We are seeing Shaolin on that Junkrat and Kant on that Widowmaker. And they're going to be situated up on top of that high ground with Atting and his trusty shield.
Yeah, the crux of this is going to be Aiting on the Orisa. He has to make a choice, Jaws, as to when he wants to lose his high ground and instead move onto the point in order to try and contest it. Because we know that Russia, because they start off on that low ground going through the gate, they will be able to access the point far more readily than Aiting. And Aiting is going to be a little bit trepidatious about losing the high ground that he's already accrued.
Aiting was super serious there. He didn't want to mess around with 10-10's antics. 10-10 trying to have a little bit of fun.
Is that enough for your shenanigans?
No more. There we go, rolling out the gate. Mistakes on that Tracer. We got Shadowburn on the Hanzo.
And Xiao and Tonic have once again decided to go onto those dive tanks, so they could choose here to pressure out Aiting. They don't have that sustained shielding. Shadowburn now moving over to the Genji. They want to go in for a full dive. They may decide they don't want to try and force Aiting down onto the low ground at all. Instead, they may well move onto him. Shadowburn here's got to look out for the trap that was previously put down by Shaolin, but looks like he's going to avoid it thus far. And now we can hear Zenyatta charging up a shot. Doesn't want to try and risk that going up against Oyo. And Russia already on the point getting percentage.
Oh, Venomine already dead. Shadowburn's in the back line, misses the dash, but he doesn't miss the shurikens. 18 going low as well. Shadowburn dashes in. Reset after reset. It's going to kill Shaolin. Triple kill on the Vanilla Genji play. Make that a quad kill. 5-6 kills for Shadowburn. Russia take that point instantly.
Absolutely disgusting play from Shadowburn. Already 76% of the way to his ultimate. He's being out mistakes at the moment. He's just rushing forward. Has to try and make up for lost time with those pulse pistols. But, oh, Shadowburn just put everyone on notice. But Genji, he may well be out of meta a little bit, but not for long if you are as good at it as Shadowburn is. Trying to challenge that Can on the Tracer. Going to give him a quick reflect. But for now, he's going to back off. He wants to be into the warm, loving arms of Aang with all that healing.
Nice dive tanks as well. Remember, the cart is still moving. It's going to be the Zenyatta on that. Pulse bomb coming through. OYO just narrowly avoiding it. Uh-oh, there's the blade. That's what we wanted to see. Shadowburn with one. D-Max another. Mistakes is going to follow up onto 10-10. And that'll be the monkey trying to dance away. No health pack for you. I'm going to take that and I'm going to take your life.
Thank you very much, he says. And we can see our boy Main giving it a bit of a spin to win on the cart as he pushes forward. Meanwhile, the rest of Russia, they are claiming all the space they want and more. Chinese Taipei needs to try and come in. Kant's in the back, he's got his eyes on Main. If Main isn't paying attention here, he could become a victim of a one-click from the Tracer.
Gotta be careful, Main. Watch your back, buddy. Not where you want to be. Oh, Kant doesn't quite get it. Half HP, Kant's going extremely low. Main's going to receive the healing. Tonic in the front line, though, already. Kant, he needs to get back to the rest of his team. They're already going down. They might just be able to cap it here, but Kant is still there, and he still has has Pulse Bomb in a couple of minutes.
I think Eng actually burned the Valkyrie to make his way back to main and make sure that Transcendence was going to be available for this fight. This could have been incredibly intelligent from the pair. There comes the dive. We'll have to see if the self-destruct can make it if he can, but it's caught on the beam, Jaws!
Oh no, the structure wasn't in your favor this time. Chinese Taipei self-destruct doesn't go too well. Neither does that one either, actually. Both bombs within. We'll ignore that one, no worries. Can ends up going down to mistakes. Ating just sitting on the point now on that Transcendence, but Shaolin's got the blade. He's unleashed it on main. He is going to fall. He is going to have to back off, however. Too much pressure from the front line, and Shadowburn is going to be able to clean him up.
And look at the coordination on the targets here. 10-10 being a victim of a pulse war. Now Shadowburn's got his eyes on the tanks. He's got the supports in his sights as well. OYO's going to try and challenge him out, but he's a victim of a dash.
He doesn't need the blade now. Too many members falling. Main's going to go down yet again, but Shadowburn just might be able to do this on the vanilla Genji once more. Kant's going to fall, and finally Atin goes down. Shadowburn on fire, reflecting most of those bullets straight towards the enemy. Genji has still got that blade for the next fight.
Indeed he does, and OYO used for Transcendence in the last fight as well. That's not going to be available. Crazy S can be incredibly evasive here with the Valkyrie Jaws. He can try and stay up in the air, but we do know that Shadowburn can be an anti-air Genji if required. He can dash up in the air, use the blade, dash up again, get the slash, and try and take away the 200 HP of Mercy. There it comes.
Towards the back line, Shadowburn's got one person in his sights. OYO's going to go down, dashes straight up to Shaolin. Perfect deflect. Isn't able to follow up with the additional strike. Crazy S is going to fall to mistakes, and Shaolin now getting chased away. Deflected straight back into his own pocket. That'll be Shaolin falling, and still Russia are pushing the cart, and now spawn camping Chinese Taipei, just refusing to let them out of spawn.
At least Crazy S still has the Valkyrie, didn't invest in that last fight, and Ating has the Primal Rage as well. A little bit of a cheeky tracer play here from Kanda's already had to use his recall, and now Tonic's trying to lock down a door. He's got a Primal Rage ready to go as well.
He's about to go angry. OYO jumping onto the Moira to get back to the point. There's a Transcendence coming out through from main to keep everybody alive. Self-destruct isn't going to kill the Zenyatta. He's invulnerable in that ult after all, but main is going to get finished off eventually by Kant. Tonic now firmly placing himself up beside the cart, but the problem is two supports now falling for the side of Russia. This will be Chinese Taipei fighting back.
Shadowburn knows that the health pack was taken, doesn't want to fight that one out. He's going to live to fight another day instead. And Kant doesn't want to chase that. He knows what Shadowburn can do very quickly. But look at Russia's time bank, Jaws. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go, and they almost reached the end. They're in one fight territory here, and they've got so much time left. They can afford to lay back and build up an ultimate bank after they've just invested both their support ultimates.
Oh, Kant, he's so sneaky. Shaolin, not so quite though, is going to find the supports yet again. Going to take a large chunk out of the D.Va mech as well. Xiao's going to get D-mech'd. No self-destruct from him. He knows he can use it in the next fight. Might try and stagger him. Nope. Shaolin wants bloodthirsty, and he is going to go for the kill.
Oh, I definitely would have staggered that one out, George. Chao was not going to swap over to another character and then swap back to D because he wanted to keep that self-destruct. He was moving forward because it would both pressure Chinese Taipei to kill him and because it was moving towards the only environmental deaths that you can inflict upon yourself. See Shadowburn here flipping around, wants to try and take out his other number in Shaolin, but can't him back. He's got his eyes on main once more, but he's not going to be as successful this time.
Look at that instant response from Eng there in order to save his other support. Coalescence coming out, but Shadowburn just deletes him. Oh no, Shaolin's going to go down as well. Main falls once more, and that's going to be the main target for Chinese Taipei, but you got to look at your front line. They're all going down to the hands of Shadowburn. Self-destruct onto the car. Everybody retreats to Tonic Shield. They are going to be able to spawn in time. Problem is, with no main tank now from Chinese Taipei, they're going to go down pretty quickly. That'll be 10-10's Meg getting destroyed, and Xiao pretty low, but he's got the backup of his supports once more. Transcendence coming in from main to heal everybody up on cart. Mistakes takes out his like for like. Aiden comes in once more with the Primal Rage, finally spawning in, but an instant Discord Orb and a kill for Russia lands them with the completion.
What is 1,000 health versus Russia, Jaws? Mistakes in Shadowburn, focusing that one down rather quickly. Look at him go. Stone Cold Killer. I can't believe he got that 5k at the beginning. Such great vanilla Genji play. Dash after dash, reset after reset. And that's probably the most powerful mechanic that we see on Genji. Not just for Dragon Blade, but for dash resets, giving him such great mobility and the ability to chain kills.
Here it is. It wasn't 5 leg day, it was 6. That's 2. Straight instant into the resets. That's 3. fourth coming up as well. It even gets the mech kill, mind you. All the kill feed was all Shadowburn.
6 kills. Learn to count with Overwatch.
He did crack a smile. I hope you just
that is the look of a man who got a 6K and knows that it's up on the screen. But now it is the turn of Russia to defense. So they're going to be in the hot seat as Chinese Taipei will come out rolling and ready to go on King's Row.
Okay, do they run the sniper here once again? Shaolin did jump over to the Genji, and remember, they did switch up their defense. They did forfeit the Junkrat, forfeit the Widowmaker on for these more dive-centric DPS in the Tracer and the Genji. Do they do that again? Do they mirror what Russia was doing when they come out the gate?
Well, it's like Russia's going for its own mirror. Tonic coming out on the Orisa. We're going to see exactly what Chinese Taipei was proffering on their own defense, except maybe they'll be a little bit more cognizant of how to avoid a Genji in the narrow hallway, getting dash after dash. Chinese Taipei, meanwhile, looks like they may decide to come out with these double snipers. I think it's a pretty good idea, to be honest. If you can get the correct angles, you need to force Tonic to move, because if Tonic's able to stay in one place with that shield, you won't be able to take it down fast enough with the double sniper to really get a lot of damage onto Tonic, especially when he can duck away into physical cover. But if you can move onto a point using 8ing and 10-10 to try and challenge that out, start getting that capture percentage and force Tonic to move in, that's when you'll catch people out.
Which has got a stat. I don't know if anybody wants to hear it. It might be a little bit too gruesome for the stream, but Shadowburn...
It's very spicy.
Shadowburn is 26-0.
That is a KD right there. That's one for Overbuff. That's one for Winston's Labs. That's one for history. But we'll have to see if Chinese Taipei can make it as well. They're spotting out a Junkrat trap here, getting a little bit risky. We'll be able to finally take it out there. Shao needs to wait for this health pack to respawn. But no, he's just going to get his healers to top him up. And now Kant is looking to make an incision here. He knows exactly where the Tonic is with that Orisa shield. All quiet on the western front.
Just want to jump over. Shao, Tonic, they spotted him out. This is what they wanted. They want Tonic to move. Just dislodge the Orisa and you might be able to win. Shadowburn's going to find the first kill. And look at Kant now moving forwards. Can't get the reset dashes. He's not the Genji, unfortunately. But with Tonic falling, he's going to get immediately res. You can see they pushed their way forward, but too much damage was coming through from the Junkrat. They had to back off. That actually allowed Russia to get that big monumental res, and that'll be 18 falling as well. So reset here from Chinese Taipei, I can imagine. Maybe trying to get a couple more rolls, but Tonic is just going to reset up here.
Moving through that narrow doorway onto Tonic to try and dislodge him is a very risky proposition when Shadowburn's here with the Junkrat. And you can see Stan where he put that trap right on top of Tonic. He knows that 8ing against the armor that an Orisa has is relying upon that jump damage to try and get a little bit of extra burst, and he tries to jump straight into the trap. This time though, Chao's not going to let him.
Oh, that was a beautiful thrusters coming through from Chao, just denying the entrance from 8ing. He does fall down to the point. We can't getting actually resurrected here.
Again, the second time.
Into the trap once again. Shadowburn had his number and then some.
He died on the first dive as well to the trap. He's very unfortunate.
Trap MVP right now. Yeah, Shadowburn, move out of the way. The trap's got trap's got more than you.
100% trap accuracy.
He's doing a good job thus far, and now they've got a lot of accuracy or a lot of vision on their side. Side's being activated. Chao backing off rather slowly. Tonic's going to be there too. Still with that shield up, means can't do too much damage. Nice tire though coming through from Shadowburn. Is going to annihilate Crazy S. Primal Rage in the back line. There's another trap set up. Though once again! 3 out of 3. Shadowburn locks Kant up and kills him. It will be a pulse bomb onto Mistakes, but again, swiftly resurrected.
Shadowburn does not want any of this Tracer nonsense. Just trap off. He also got 8ing on that initial dive, and that's what I was talking about, because 8ing relies so heavily on hitting the dive on Tonic to try and burst down some of that armor, upon which his Tesla Clan does only 30 DPS. That means that if you're hitting that accurate jump, that you need to be able to avoid the trap. But Shaolin there, he has the Dragon Blade ready to go. Main does have a Transcendent to try and answer it though, so here the win conditions for Chinese Taipei to force out this Transcendent.
There's the Dragon Blade. Oh, the fake out dash straight into the trans though. Main just giving us a little bit of a wiggle, and there's Shadowburn beneath him, trucks up the concussive mine and finds the kill. Now will be the self-destruct. That will definitely evict a lot of members from that small hotel, but the problem is they can reconvene on the top. Doesn't really move them all too much right now. Mistakes is going to get booped off, but with Eng falling and Main going down as well here, this could be the incision Chinese Taipei were looking for.
Oh, he's jumped up, but it's straight into the waiting arms of 10-10, corralled by the tanks of Chinese Taipei. Shaolin's come in on emergency doom. Fizz lane's up too. It doesn't look like Chinese Taipei will will be able to finally claim point A with 18 having yet another
He's
trap.
still alive. Shadowburn manages to kill Shaolin on like 20 HP in midair while Shaolin was playing Doomfist. Well, it doesn't matter. Your team still have the point. 30 seconds turns into 2 minutes 50.
I do think Shadowburn did have a double pocket from Eng and Main, let's be fair, because they all died rather early after Main did use that Transcendence, and they picked up. It wasn't that Shaolin was not able to get anything working with that blade. He managed to force out the Transcendence, and that meant that everyone was looking at him to try and shut that down before the Transcendence ran out, and they weren't looking at Kant, who could manage to get Shadowburn.
Big rocket punch, trying to go for that Zenyatta, misses the ground pound and misses the uppercut, but it doesn't matter. 18's going to be there, and Shaolin with 65% on that Meteor Strike now. It's going to build that up relatively quickly, especially on these last beefy targets. Tank is going to get knocked up. Tonic in a lot of trouble, has to exit the fight rather rapidly. There'll be mistakes for the kill at OYO, so one support now down for Chinese Taipei. Still just corralling them into this big health pack route. Meteor Strike now available, and Xiao gets turned into dust.
And Shaolin has earned himself that Meteor Strike. He won't be able to combine it with a Graviton Surge, which is usually the preferred Space Jam combination with the Doomfist, but he will be able to use it onto slower moving targets, mostly main. And I know you dislike getting away from Meteor Strikes as Zenyatta, Jules.
200% speed in the Meteor Strike now, up from 50%, so yeah, pretty hard to actually get away from, but Main has received so much support from Main, it seems a bit of a miracle. Shadowburn? Okay, you can. They know he's there as well. Oh, Shaolin going extremely low though. He does use the uppercut to get away in the rocket punch also. There is the Riptide. Meteor Strike as well is going to get launched out. Kant's going to go down. Meteor Strike straight on top of the laying and waiting Shadowburn. Nice uppercut straight into Main. But see, this is the healing I was talking about. Eng saves him once again with the help of Chao, using that defense matrix to make sure that that fisted shotgun cannot find the kill.
In one of the back, I think Mistake's got a double kill with a pulse bomb, and now he's trying to find a little bit more. Ten going to be using the defense matrix to ward away the Tracer. OYO, the only ult left remaining there on Chinese Taipei, and what was a hugely invested fight. I do believe they used 5 ultimates there. And now Shaolin, he's going to have a change of heart, wants to move over to this Farah. It's going to be far more difficult for Shadowburn to challenge out this one, because of course it's very difficult to hit those frag grenades on a moving target in the air when they're very slow and have that downward trajectory.
Shadowburn now being the target of everything else. Shaolin, like you just said, is going to be able to take him out very easily. Mistakes is not going to have a fun job either. Straight on to Shadowburn. The entirety of the tank lineup goes from Chinese Taipei. Early Transcendence use actually forced out by Tonic there in the back line. There is the Primal Rage as well to bat it away from the rest of the team so they don't receive much healing. Mistakes is going to take out OYO as soon as that Transcendence went down. And he's on the sidelines as well, waiting for people to try to escape. He even gets the sneaky kill onto 18 as well. Pulse Bomb still available to them, but he might not need it for this fight because everybody else is pretty damn low.
Oh no, you shouldn't have picked up that health pack there, 10-10. That's just going to feed a little bit more ult charge over. Thankfully, Mistakes already has it.
Whoops.
Well, that's 2 kills from a pulse one, but unfortunately, one to yourself.
Well, Mistakes does get resurrected. 5 seconds now remain, and Russia could land themselves with match point now. Very much closer to the BlizzCon ticket. Main in a little bit of trouble as Cat does jump onto the point, but they're quickly going to evaporate him. They are going to be able to get on top of the shieldings, but Shaolin somehow got taken out by Shadowburn in midair. I don't even know how Shadowburn lands these mines in midair. I haven't got a clue. 10-10 and the Prime Wage and Winston are going to come in, but the trap is going to hold him in place for everybody to turn him to mincemeat. And 10-10 falling as well. Russia burned down the overtime clock, and they land themselves with match points.
I think 18 and Khan are going to be having some very bad dreams about Junkrat traps over the next few days. We've been caught out so many times there by Shadowburn, who knew exactly the pathing that they wanted to take. And that's one of the great things about being such an experienced dive player. Like you see on the Genji, you always know the best routes to take into a static defense that you'll see from an Orisa, and you're able to try and counter them out with those Junkrat traps, getting there before they can. Main! Or Eng rather, you've just won! Smile, my boy.
Be happy. Chao's looking pretty happy with themselves, and they should be. 2 wins now on the board against Chinese Taipei, and like I just said, this punches them 1 ticket closer to actually landing themselves at BlizzCon.
1 ticket closer?
1 ticket closer.
How many stopovers does this flight have?
I don't know.
They come from Russia. They're going to like land in Texas and we got to walk.
Walk all the way from Texas? I know ZP's from around that area. I'm sure he could navigate them.
Hook him up with some walking boots.
Yeah, I'm sure they could. Yeah, that's very true. Basically, ZP needs some new shoes, but hey, what am I to tell him wrong? Well, now, with 2 maps up, Chinese Taipei still get to choose the next one. However, They have been kind of bamboozled here by Shadowburn. He's not only shown his prowess on the Genji, now on the Junkrat. There's nothing he seemingly can't play, but we spoke about it a little bit before. 18's doing a fantastic job on the main tank role here. Maybe he needs to switch back to that Reinhardt and just face Tonic 1v1 on the field.
Yeah, it seems like the communication of 18 when he's going after Tonic is sublime for Chinese Taipei. That's when they can really manage to isolate Tonic, take him from 500-0 in but a few seconds.
Well, we have got an interview over on the floor with Malik. We've got Shaolin to break us down that game.
Thank you very much. I am here with Shaolin from Team Chinese Taipei. Shaolin, a little bit of a rough start against Team Russia in that match. What do you think went wrong for you guys in that first half?
前面两个地图其实都没有打得特别顺利嘛。那你觉得前面两个地图发生什么事了？怎么会这样呢？
一开始是有沟通问题，然后会紧张。
So we had a little bit of a communication problem, and we were really nervous about it. So that's what happened.
All right, well, I can only imagine how it is playing against somebody like Shadowburn. And on that note, you're a very good Genji player. How is it playing against another formidable Genji player, actually one many consider to be a Hall of Famer when it comes to Overwatch in Shadowburn?
你也是第一次跟 Shadowburn 这样对打，你也知道 Shadowburn 是个非常厉害的原始玩家嘛，对不对？那跟他对上的感觉如何呢？他怎么这么厉害？
我觉得他的标很准，然后他的进场时机也很好，然后法拉也很强。
He's very good at timing everything. That's why he thinks like makes Shadowburn. And also he plays really good Pharah too, and he thinks that's amazing.
Indeed. He's just a projectile monster. All right, last but not least, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of chitter-chatter about you, Shaolin, potentially being in the Overwatch League. So my question to you is, if you were to ever be a part of the Overwatch League, what team would you like to play for?
因为现在今天小林的表现很好嘛，所以大家就开始讨论说，小林会不会进去斗阵特工联盟呢？如果进去的话，那你觉得你想要为哪一个队效力呢？
效力哦。他是说 OWL 吗？
对，没错 ，OWL 的队。
应该是纽约吧，因为我最喜欢的赛包比在里面。
His favorite players in Overwatch is actually Sebiovi, so he really wanted to play in New York Excelsior.
All right, the NYXL. I can't argue with that, man. Well, Shaolin, best of luck to you guys in the second half. And guys, right now it is Russia up 2-0 on Chinese Taipei. We'll be back to wrap up this match right after the break.